Hey guys, Mr. Hacker here, back again with another video. Today I'm going to talk to you about 5 different attacks used by professional hackers to hack into companies, businesses. So just stay tuned, let's dive into it. Yes, our top 5 hacking attacks. There's what we call a 0-day. Now the 0-day vulnerability is when a developer who developed a software or website or any application, Android, iOS, when the developer develops software with bugs, there's a 0-day, that we call it a 0-day vulnerability. And the second attack is DDoS /DOS. Now the DDoS stands for distributed denial of service. Now the DOS stands for denial of service. Then the third one is phishing. Phishing, we have different types like phishing emails, phishing with the voice standing for phishing with the V. There is what we call MITM, the man in the middle attack. There's what we call an SQL injection. The SQL injection basically is performed on the database. So as you know, it's your boy Mr. Hacker. So let's continue with our project. Now the 0-day vulnerability, it occurs when a developer writes insecure codes. Okay. 0-day attack, sometimes in some countries or some companies, they hire ethical hackers to penetrate into the system. Now we have three different types of hackers. We have the white hat hackers, the black hat hackers, then the gray hat hackers. Now the white hat hackers are the one working for the government, the guys of the working governments, such things like. Now the black hats, these are the hackers which basically hack for the living, they hack everything. And the gray hat, these are the hackers, they hack things for just to enjoy. Everyone who learns about Linux starts hacking everything. So just learn your thing, don't attack any network that you don't own unless when you get privileges. Okay. At this stage, the hacker create an exploit, and that's why is called a 0-day exploit. Now after getting the bug, the hackers can create what we call a 0-day exploit. Okay. Now this exploit is these are softwares that can penetrate through that bug or the hole, the bug left by the developer. So the hacker can design a 0-day exploit and be able to penetrate to the system without even getting firewall detected. So let's go. This is the DDoS, the distributed denial of service. This is basically sending too much junk traffic to the server until the server freezes. Okay. It's about sending requests over and over again. A device, when it's talking to a server, there is what we call a 3-way handshake. Now this is how a 3-way handshake looks like. On the left we have Kali Linux, and on the right we have the Windows computer. So when the Kali Linux wants to communicate to the Windows machine, it sends a request. In this process, it is called a SYN, a synchronized message. Then the Windows machine replies with the SYN hack. Then the Kali Linux replies with the RST, or you can call it an ACK, meaning that it sends a request, the SYN, then the Windows machine replies. After, the Kali Linux ends the connection. There, the three-way handshake is established. Another way of distributed denial of services, the hacker on the left can create a bot. A bot opens up many connections to the target server. These connections are like it's sending a SYN without leaving time for the server to reply. Remember, we saw our three-way handshake. The client sends a SYN, the server replies with the SYN ACK, then the client replies with the ACK to end the three-way handshake. Now in this process, the hack sends only get request 1,000 get request in a second. At the end of it, the server will have no, like, it would have freezed. At this time, the bot controlled by the hacker is sending a lot of get requests, leading to the server to freeze or to leave no response to the bot. In this attack, people's computers are hacked and start attacking other computers without the owner noticing. The hacker can attack or hack into people's computers, like you can see the diagram describing. So the hacker gets a connection from this laptop and this one and this one and this one. Then he or she controls all of these laptops to attack the victim, and the victim in this case is a server. So this is another way of making a DDoS attack. Now our third attack is phishing. Phishing is the type of hacking where the hacker creates a fake page to trick the user. In this case, the hacker can create a login page. He can clone a Facebook page or a Google login, things like that. Then he or she sends that fake page to the target. The target won't notice that this is a fake page, fake login page. He or she will just enter his or her credentials, hence the hacker getting the credentials. So let's go. Yeah, this is how it is it is done. The hacker on the top left sends a fake email to the target. This fake email is embedded with the malicious codes or a link in which the target will have to click a link in order to for the connection to execute back to the hacking device. So the hacker sends a fake email to the target. The target clicks the link, and at the browser, the target is asked to enter his or her credentials. In this case, it can be a Google account, the hacker targeting a Google account, or a bank account, such things that are private, Then when the target clicks the link and enter his or her credentials, after clicking login or submit, these credentials are forwarded to the hacker's computer, and in this process of diverting these credentials to the hacker's computer, the target is then redirected to the original website. Remember, the hacker cloned this website. It's not the original website. Then after the target submitting, he will be redirected to the original website. There the target won't notice any hacks or any attack, So that's how phishing is done. I'll be releasing a video on how to create a phishing email, so just stay tuned. Remember, you have to subscribe to my YouTube channel, like the video, and don't forget to share. So let's continue. Yeah, this is an image showing how the hackers steal information from the computer to their computer. This is the MITM, man in the middle attack. This is basically in this attack, the hacker put himself in between the router and the user. So the hacker here in front sends commands to the user and their website, the web application, leaving no opportunity than he or she taking himself in between of the conversation. Now, if the user sends a request from the to the web application, that request will have to pass through the hacker's machine, then to the web application. Then if the web server replies, it will pass through the hacker's machine to the victim. You can see this is the this is the original conversation, this is the fake conversation after the hacker hacking the user device. Hackers takes himself in between the router and the server. Now, in future, I will show you how actually hackers put themselves in between the web application and the user, the device, the target device. There are commands used to de-authenticate the user and the router in between here. Then the hacker puts himself in between a router and the user. So when the user sends a request to the web application, it will first go through the hacker's machine, then to the router in between here, then from the router to the web application, then from the web application to the router, the hacking device, then to the user. See, I'll show you how it's done. So just subscribe to my YouTube channel in order to get the latest videos I release. Now our second last attack is SQL injection. This attack is done by injecting malicious codes to the database to retrieve private information. Now, SQL stands for Structured Query Language, and this language is mainly used when creating a database. And you know very well, a database is the place where we store our credentials when the developer designs a login page or a registration page, there is a database behind the scene. The database receives the information from the web browser, like the website's interface. But at first, what's a database? That's a question. So let's see. A structured set of data held in a computer, especially one that is accessible in various ways. A database is a collection of information. You can store the usernames, the passwords, among others. So the database helps the developer to store credentials from the user who visits the website. The SQL injection, this is basically injecting or tricking a database to give you back the information without the right privileges to get that information. For developers, you have to write codes, secure codes, to prevent your database or softwares to be penetrated through. The hackers can use commands like this. Select, then this multiplication sign, in programming we call it asterisk. Select all from users, then the users is the table where name is called to John Smith, then the semicolon ends the first query or the request from to the database, then dash dash, then in this quote and this quote you can pass a wrong password. Already the database is insecure, then this code can retrieve search name and credentials of any user you are requesting for. Welcome to your bank account, Mr. Smith. After retrieving, in case the hacker runs this query, SQL query, to the database, in case this name John Smith exists in the database, then all the information about John Smith would be sent to the hacker's machine. You can see the payments, the documents. So developers, you have to write secure codes to prevent hackers from accessing your databases. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace, Mr. Hacker.